the Wall Street Journal does an excellent investigation on Davos, right? This is where Davos man gets together and says why we should all be eating bugs and they should be in control of everything we do. It says, despite its lofty goals, the World Economic Forum has faced numerous accusations of sexual harassment and discrimination against women and black people. Schwab has been engaging in behavior that would violate standard workplace policies of the forum's leading corporate partners. One episode still making the rounds among staffers is the time in 2017 Schwab tapped a young woman to lead an initiative for startups. She had discovered she was pregnant, and during her first few days on the job went into Schwab's office to tell him in Geneva. Schwab grew upset that she wouldn't be able to continue working at the same pace because she was pregnant. People familiar with the incident said and told her she wasn't suited for her new leadership role. She was pushed out after what the forum said was a brief trial period. But under Schwab's decades-long oversight, the forum has allowed to fester an atmosphere hostile to women and black people in its own workplace, according to internal complaints, email exchanges, interviews. This proves what I'm saying, by the way. The powerful always argue that they're for the little guy. They are never for the little guy. The powerful are for more power. When you find a George Washington who gives up power, you name cities after him, you name buildings after him, you name colleges after him, you name everything. Everything is George because of that. Because that's how remarkable it is that he turned over an empire in order to make people free. That's how amazing that is. Talk about more about the female staffers being pushed out or otherwise having their careers suffered for being pregnant. Now, this is why. This is one of the reasons why I hammer away at the respect and elevation we should give to at-home mothers and the fathers who support them. This is why feminism and its hostility to homemakers is so central to the fight that we are in, right? It's not like I hate feminists, and it's not like I think a woman who wants to do something else other than motherhood is a bad person. It has nothing to do with this. It has to do with elevating this central role that women have in the lives of human beings, which, if you haven't noticed, is us, right? In the gospel story, the central character who represents humanity, Jesus represents God in humanity, in the form of humanity, but the central character who represents humanity is Mary. And what is Mary? She is all mom all the time. Why? Because being a mom is different than having power. Being a mom is about sacrificial love. In the material world, power is everything. If there is no God, power is everything. If we are not spirits, power is everything. It's the only reason. It's all morality is just a masquerade for power. Like Michel Foucault said, it's all a big scam. But if there's a spiritual world, and we all know there's a spiritual world, then love actually trumps power, and it has to be protected by power. In fact, the purpose of power is to protect love. And where does that take place? It takes place in the home, in motherhood. It is why Mary is the central representative of human beings in the spiritual world, in our main religion, which is Christianity. Who doesn't want women in the home? Socialists and capitalists. Those are the two kinds of people who do not want women in the home. The left and the right. Everybody else wants women in the home taking care of children, but the left and the right do not. Why? Okay. The capitalists want women in the workforce. They love it. They love capitalists. No, they want it in the workforce. Listen, I work with a lot of capitalists. I know a lot of capitalists. They talk about motherhood sometimes, but they want women back in the workplace. They're the ones who are saying, we need more, daycare in the workplace. No, you don't. You need more mothers at home. We need to have an economy that supports mothers at home. They are the center of human life. They are the creators of human life, not just physically, but also spiritually, because a mother's interactions with a baby give that baby its individuality. But bringing women into the workplace doubles the amount of workers, halves their power, stagnates their wages. That's it. That's why, right? Having women go home, having men want to be paid to support them means wages go up and workers have more power. The left want women in the workplace because it's a materialist philosophy. It's an anti-spiritual philosophy, and women at home destroy the little governments of freedom, the family, that challenge big government, the big government of utopian slavery. In the fight for freedom, just like when you were a little baby, the last line of defense and the first line of defense is mom. And this is a huge political issue. It's the Terminator principle. When the machines take over and humans are trying to fight back to get their rights back, do they kill the rebel leader? No. They send Arnold Schwarzenegger back in time to kill his mother because that's the problem. Later in the sequels of Terminator, Sarah Connor becomes this big macho muscle girl with a big gun. No, in the first one, she's just a girl. That is her power. She's talking about getting her hair done. She's talking about going on dates. She's talking about going on clubs. But she's mom. That's why they send Schwarzenegger back to kill her. I'm not romanticizing mothers. I know there are plenty of bad women, just like bad men. We're all what we are. We're all broken people. There's only one power center that understands the importance of women, and they're a power center too, and that's the church. And they can be corrupt too, and they can be small-minded, and they can be oppressive, but they, because of their own self-interest, understand that women are the power, and that is why we protect the church as well. People write to me, women write to me all the time and say, it's so wonderful that you support women. Listen, like everybody else, I'm self-interested. I do not want a world that is run by the powerful, for the powerful all the time. Families are the best government against government. They are the government against government. They are run by mothers. They're built by mothers. Mothers are particularly evolved to do that chore. We should elevate that in everything we do, and we should stop giving it lip service and then and then send them off to work in capitalist institutions. We really have to turn feminism on its head. Feminism had a point. It was to solve the problem of the fact that women's economic power had been destroyed by the Industrial Revolution. Computers can bring that back by giving them work at home that they can do, that it's important and gives them economic power. That's not the problem. The problem is we need them in the home because they are the center of human life and the center of freedom. Good stuff. For more good stuff, like and subscribe. Also subscribe to The Andrew Klavan Show wherever you get your podcasts.